Thank you everyone for joining us today for this webinar, Everything You Want to Know About Becoming a BG5 Career and Business Consultant. BG5 is the business application of the human design system. And what we do at BG5 is we train individuals to become certified consultants and to consult people in their career and business. We'll be covering everything you need to know about this today. If you have any questions during the webinar, please put them in the Q&A box. The Q&A box is at the bottom. That is the best way to make sure that we answer all of your questions. You can also comment and place things in the chat, but for questions, please put it in the Q&A. Tuck, do you want to go to the next slide?
Thank you for the cue. Yes. Okay.
My name is Sara McGowan, and I'm the Assistant Director at the BG5 Business Institute. I have a background in education, educational leadership, and administration. I facilitated leadership conferences, taught in the high school classroom, and now I'm happy to say that I'm truly in a career that I love. And it's very interesting how I ended up here, but nevertheless, I'm excited to end up here. I'm sure, like most of you, the pandemic really rocked your world and changed the way we do business, changed the way we work, and that's definitely true for me. So I'm excited to be here along with Tuck Self, who is one of our phenomenal instructors, and I'll let her introduce herself now.
Thank you, Sara. It excites me. We have both ends of the age spectrum here. You're I'm going to say young person in the working world, and I'm kind of over on the other side. And which says a lot after many, many years of life in general, many, many years of working, many, many years of being a student, I'll say, to the human design system. Being introduced to the BG5 Institute, the BG5 language, this particular way of working with myself and others in the world around career and business it makes my heart sing, might be the easiest way to say it. There is a lot on the slide, and I laugh in that point of putting it all on the slide. In hindsight, coming to the BG5 world and learning about the work environments, looking back, every single one of the careers that I have had that I fell into, was drawn into, is in perfect alignment with my design. And I have been someone who's I've loved what I have done. And so in terms of doing what I love and loving what I do, that's the way my life rolls. And it is a pleasure to be able to use this system, introducing it to individuals around the world, because a lot of people show up from around the world to take these courses. I was, Sara, I do talk a lot with my 1222, but I was going around the kitchen today and I was just talking to myself going, I love being a messenger of this beautiful system. It makes me happy to be able to spread the word and to support people to be in the right work, the right way, with the right, in order to be fulfilled. So I am happy to be here. I'm excited to be here with my dog, forgive me, down here, and Sara, partnering with Sara to answer any questions that you all have about this. I'm going to call it great work and great system that has the power to completely change the way that we're all working in the world, to be able to do life, love, and work, I say, that resonate with our hearts and souls. So I will be quiet now, Sara. Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Tuck, for introducing yourself. It's such a pleasure working with you. Tuck's really fun, really lively. And if you have a chance to learn from her, I think you'll really enjoy yourself. Going to the next slide, just thinking about why some of you might be interested in becoming a BG5 career and business consultant. I touched on this a little bit earlier, but we saw that things really changed in the business landscape once the pandemic hit, right? We had more people working from home, having remote jobs. We spent a lot of time alone and isolated. It left us with a lot of time to reflect on what it is that we're doing. Do we enjoy what we're doing? What fulfills us? What are we passionate about? We also witnessed the great resignation with a lot of people leaving their jobs with the terms changing in the workplace. And so you too may have experienced some of this. If you're interested in becoming a BG5 consultant, some things that you might be considering is that you want to fulfill your life purpose. Maybe you're a business owner and you want to learn how you can improve your business right now. You want to find a career that you're passionate about, but that can also financially provide you success. You notice that the workplace is changing and you want to be prepared to change with it. Maybe you have children or family members, friends, and you also want to help them in navigating a changing workplace and a changing work climate. Maybe you're already a coach or a consultant and you're looking to add this to your toolkit to expand your business. You realize that there is a need for BG5 career and business consultants because people need these tools to cope with the changes of the workplace, and you can help them do that. You want to know how you can best work with others and how you can also help others do the same. These are just a few of the reasons why we see people coming to study at the BG5 Business Institute. They want to know themselves better, they want to know others better, and they want to make a lasting, impactful change in people's lives, and especially in the business and career climate that we're seeing. So if you have any other questions that you feel like you really want addressed during this webinar, please feel free to place those in the Q&A box so that we make sure that we address them. And please just, join us as we cover everything that you need to know about becoming a BG5 consultant. Today's agenda, we're going to go over what the BG5 Business Institute is, what we're about. We're going to review your pathway to certification, how to become a BG5 consultant. We're going to take a look at what our course and package pricing is, and then we're going to answer all of your questions for you live. I also have some additional resources prepared for you, and we will be sharing that in a handout via email after the webinar. So please feel free to just sit back and relax. We'll send you the webinar replay, the handout, and all of the helpful links that you need. So the BG5 Business Institute, this is the official international gateway to the BG5 Success Code. We are the only institute out there, the only school teaching this cutting edge information. We are the official source of the career and business application of the human design system. You may hear other people out there in the business world referencing human design for business, but many of them fail to recognize that that is BG5, and BG5 stands for base group 5. So human design for business is the BG5 system. We are the career and business application of this material. It's a proprietary system. It helps people to reveal the hidden potential in their workplace, their career, their teams, their organization, and their businesses. This system is very unique. And if you haven't had a chance to run your free chart or your free short report, I really encourage you to do so. And let me pull up that link for you. We have all of our reports and our charts that you can grab here. People also getting their first reading, they'll say, wow, that really lands well. That really feels like that's exactly like me. When you study at the BG5 Business Institute, we will train you how to interpret these charts, how to interpret the reports, and how to give personalized sessions to clients. And so that's just a little bit about us. And what we are very focused on, our mission statement, is we want to deliver the highest quality and consistent education to our students. Our goal is to train and certify as many BG5 career and business consultants as possible. This knowledge was left to us by Ra Uruhu, and now it is our mission to help spread it to the rest of the world. And when the more consultants that we certify, it's just going to help in building and achieving that mission. We work with highly qualified and certified instructors to ensure that we're delivering excellent education to our students. and our education comes from the source material. So that's really important to know and understand, and hopefully that can make you feel confident if you decide to study with us or if you're currently studying with us. We are an accredited institute. We are accredited by IACET. They are an international accreditor. They accredit different schools and organizations. We have a long list of very rigorous standards that we have to meet to ensure our accreditation. We are reviewed and renewed annually for this accreditation. This is a third party that accredits us, and a third party accredits them. This is really common in the United States. If you study at any community college, university college, even any K through 12 school, all the schools in the United States are accredited. This just helps to provide consistent quality education to students because they're having to meet these outside standards. This is really important in some professional businesses or careers because sometimes you need continuing education units to move up on the pay scale or to keep your license. Maybe you also just want it for your own personal professional development. In some cases, employers may pay for the courses that are accredited, and we've actually had that happen with the institute before. We submit the student their transcript, and then the employer pays for their courses, or they're able to receive a scholarship because we do provide transcripts and we do have continuing education units for all of our classes. If you have any questions about this, I would check with your HR department, but just know that we are able to provide documentation to show that we are an accredited organization and that we do offer transcripts. Now, for those of you that do not need CEUs and are not interested in a transcript, this is still very important information for you because hopefully it will help you feel confident that we are delivering high quality education. Today, anyone on the internet, anyone with a phone can create a school and run a school, run courses, but how can we trust that those are being taught well, right? And I think this accreditation is what sets us apart.
I'm assuming you're complete.
Yes.
I just two things before I speak to the difference between the BG5 as well as the human design. And I said this on the free webinar, and that I thought it was exciting to me. I had attended an online class with Tony Robbins and I think it's Dean Grazioso, if I say his name accurately. And they were talking about the changes in the working landscape in the world and what the three things are that are absolutely necessary for individuals as well as businesses to be able to operate and operate successfully moving into the future. And one was a map, MAP, a map, which got me really excited because that's what we have as our career design map. A guide, which is what we're talking about, Sarah. How can we not only create our own strong foundation with the map, but know how to guide ourselves as well as guide others? And then number three were tools. And when we look at our 16 the success codes that are a part of our methodology, I went, hark, we have got all three. And so that really excited me. The other thing that I think is important as I share the distinction between the two, in my current foundation class, I have a lot of diversity. I have individuals who are familiar with human design and individuals who are not familiar with human design. And one of the things I think we do well, Sarah, the reason we're doing the webinar today is to be able to connect with people and have you, the individual class member, feel valued and understood, and have us be present to what your hopes and dreams are in terms of taking this course. And so there is a really nice balance. There are individuals who have no background in human design at all who have shown up in my class, and it's been important to have them feel as seen and valued as the person that comes with a lot of experience. But it's been a lot of fun. And so to share today what that difference is between the study of human design and what we're doing here at the BG5 Institute. Human design in its many, many, many years has been designed literally to wake people up, to transform individuals to support them to understand who they are, what they're here to do, and to overcome this lifetime of conditioning. It sounds so heavy when I say that. This lifetime of conditioning that in the human design world, we actually say it is a 7-year cycled process to do that. In the BG5 world, we don't have that kind of time. We're still focused on you, the individual. We're still focused on you understanding the brilliance of who you are. However, our focus is to support you once you are clear on that is how do you find that right work? We want you to do what you love and love what you do. We want you to thrive, be enthused, and be passionate about what you're giving the lion's share of your life to. And so, as Sarah said earlier, we're supporting you to identify your natural inherent gifts, skills, and talents to support you to align, with inspired action again to find the right work and most importantly, in the right environments, to have all that in place for you so that you're making money as a byproduct. My experience is people are driven out in the world with blinders on and head down, trying to make money, and they're actually not happy with what they're doing, some even bored. And so our practice here through the career design, through the unique career design, is to support you to do what you love to do. And we don't have that 7-year cycle time. Uh, not even sure how to say it. We don't have the luxury, maybe, to wait 7 years for our deconditioning. And so one of the many, many things that we do in our BG5 world is teach you to become aware of what that conditioning is. And more importantly, use it as a positive influence in your life so that you're able to be open and available to all that the world wants to bring to you in order to share your wisdom and to prosper. And then finally, you'll hear us say that we are, at least you'll hear me say it over and over again, we're a problem solution focused system. And I love the fact that we really do meet you where you are. We want to understand what your challenges are. What are the obstacles that stand in the way of your success? And then again, use our tools and methodology to bring a solution to that problem for you. And our language has been shifted and changed to reach a broader audience. Trust me, because 24 years in the human design world, the BG5 language, it's easy on the ears, it's easy on the heart. The professional world is indeed much more receptive with the BG5 language than the human design language. And I don't know where my raw slide went. Sarah, did you take that out? Must have taken it
Oh, yes, I did take that out.
out.
Sorry. But you're free to speak about him if you'd
No,
like.
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So, what is BG5? I know Sarah has described initially what the BG5 system is. So again, you can see here we are the career and business application of the human design system. And it's different based on what I shared a moment ago, in that human design is focused on personal transformation. We are excited, committed to supporting you to make money, but make money in a way, again, that it definitely not effort and struggle, but more of a life of joy, creativity, and ease. Again, where you're not even thinking, you're doing what your natural gifts inspire you to do. And again, as a byproduct, you are not only prospering, but you are highly fulfilled in what you're doing. And so that's specifically in terms of what it is that you are learning about yourself, not only through the foundation courses, but also the certification courses, is how are you individually specifically designed to make money in alignment with your design? And how are you designed to fulfill your life's work? What is your life's theme? What is your purpose? So that we can support you to make your contribution and move out into the world living your purpose. And in that process, how are you designed to share your gifts, skills, and talents? So to be able to identify what those are, lean into those, and share those and make your contribution in the most extraordinary of ways, You're going to learn how those gifts get called out in the different environments that we work in. And you'll see in a moment solo, a lot of people are entrepreneurial, partnerships, small groups, and large groups. So, how do your gifts get called out based on which one of those environments you're working in? Which one of those environments might prove to be an ideal place for you to be working? And in all four of those environments, wouldn't you love to know what's happening that has you be comfortable? And maybe what's happening that has you feel a little more uncomfortable? Maybe that's not your best environment, but we're going to give you information on what are the dynamics that are showing up so that you can expand and actually exist and make a contribution in those environments that maybe aren't ideal for you. So, partnerships, again, small groups, large groups, and how do we work in those environments in the most effective manner? One of the questions that we get a lot is what the heck is BG5? What does it mean? And this slide is pretty straightforward in giving you the information that it stands for Base Group 5. Okay, well, what is Base Group 5? Base Group 5 is it's typically anywhere between 3 to 5 individuals, a base group of individuals that create what we call the foundational building block that determines the success of any business. And so you'll learn in the certification courses about all 12 of the business skills that you see here and how come they are vital for the success of a business. And when they're not there, how come that team, a small team of people and or business are leaking energy, exhausting energy, losing focus, and not being successful. So again, there are 12 core business skills that are required and necessary. Also to know that, if you're working in a large organization, 81 people, like 10 people, 15 people, all of those organizations and larger groups are built from this base group 5. And so we're giving you the information on not only how to exist in these groups, but in the certification courses, how to analyze already existing groups. And one of the most intriguing things, because there are many intriguing things that we will introduce individuals to, is this underlying frequency, the mechanics, the dynamics that are operating underneath that are literally drawing you into large and small organizations and groups. Remember when you looked at that big old slide with all of my careers? It's uncanny in hindsight how I was literally drawn into an accounting job when I first worked back in the early 70s without an accounting degree. And I actually have accounting and oversight in my design as well as for large group planning and finance. And so when we're living in alignment with our design, trust me, we are naturally drawn to the right people, to the right circumstances, and to the right businesses. And it's important to know that we are always moving in and out of groups anyway. So it's vital information to have. Quickly to let you know that in our body of work, the foundation as well as the certification courses, we have maps. Remember, Tony said we need a map, and we actually have 4 of our maps. The individual career design chart, which you'll see in a minute, we study deeply in the foundation courses so that you get everything there is to get about you, all 16 of these beautiful success codes that you, I'm going to say, are required to own and express and can express in a very confident kind of way to be successful. All of those are in this tiny little map right here. In the certification courses, we have these 3 maps. I just came off of a class where we spent 3 classes on the partnership dynamic, and everyone was over the top excited. It is very exciting to understand how we are interacting with significant others, bosses, employees, colleagues, with the companionship chart. The pentadynamic also in the certification, 3 semesters, as you'll see in a moment, we are deeply diving into these dynamics so that we all know, y'all, how come we're comfortable in a small group, how come maybe we're not, Same in a large group as well. So we said, how do your natural gifts, skills, and talents get called out in these two size groups? That's what you'll learn. That's what we'll talk about. And so back to the 16 success codes to let you see that what is not in red, I'll say it that way, is what we study and learn and support you to become deeply foundational in are all of the codes that are not red. We do that in the foundation courses. And then in the is that is that true here, Sarah? Yes, the red is what we embark upon when we are in our certification courses, so that in a professional environment, we can let people know what their environmental styles are, their business skills, the qualities that come with those skills. How do you know what your life's work is? What are the themes? And what are your large business strengths? And so it's very, very exciting. It may not look like much on the slide, but it is chock full of information to support you in your life and in your work. There are two aspects to how we teach BG5. As we have said a couple of times, this is about knowing yourself individually, the personal aspect of who you are. We use your design chart for that part. And then there's the interpersonal aspect, because we are always interacting with other individuals, and to know what that transpersonal dynamic is that naturally emerges when we are in a partnership versus when we are in a small group versus when we are in a large group is huge. So you'll be able to understand your own design, your own decision-making strategy, your own personal potential, and then you'll be able to see that for others. Maybe you simply want to work, with individuals in terms of their career. You'll get that with this individual aspect. In terms of the interpersonal interactions that you have, again, to operate, but I'm going to say for the most part in any business or career, you're always interacting with other individuals. And so to have the information to understand how we work in the different business partnerships and or the team settings is going to be huge. It's going to depend on the number of individuals that we're interacting with. And so you'll learn again about partnership, group dynamics, and as I alluded to a minute ago, this mechanism, this invisible underlying frequency that will draw you into the small groups, that will draw you into the large groups, that if we don't have this information, you all, it has the capacity to condition us, to homogenize us, to influence us. I don't like the word dumb us down, but the collective wants us to walk in lockstep for the most part, to be controlled. That is not where we're moving when we're moving towards this age of individuality, you all. This is about your sovereignty. You're finding out what it is that you're designed to do, and then coming together the way Sarah and I are coming together today as two completely different individuals, and yet making a contribution to the greater good. And to realize that this frequency, it's always operating. It's operating right now, whether you are aware of it or not. And so our job, what we do here is we support you to understand the mechanics of this underlying frequency, all of the influences, so that you can use it to your advantage in a positive way. And as the little asterisk says down here, operate successfully in the business world and do what you love what you do, and make money as a byproduct. So I'm going to stop because I've run my mouth for a long time, Sarah, to see if there's anything to add, any questions or comments.
Yeah, we do have a question from Caroline. She says that she would like to help people in their career transition, specifically into sustainability. Would traditional human design or BG5 be better for this?
Well, I'm a little colored. I would, with my background in both bodies of work, what I have found is that people, again, are more receptive to the career design chart, the BG5 world, in that I'm using their business language versus, if I were to speak gates, if I were to speak channels, Like, I actually worked at a nonprofit a couple of years ago, and I could tell that the CEO was deeply drawn, number one, to my passion for what it is that I'm sharing, deeply drawn to being able to hear about himself, which both do, human design as well as BG5. However, I was watching their eyes glaze over and their heads cocked to the side with the language that I was using, and yet it was absolutely fascinating to me that every single person at the nonprofit that was in one of the administrative positions was in the right, in quotes, administrative position, meaning the CEO was an express builder, his HR person was an initiator. The CFO was what we call our classic builders, the pure generators. And the HR person was an advisor. And so my answer to that would be the BG5 language has intentionally changed the way that we're communicating and sharing this incredible system so that people are more receptive to it. And even if you're working with an individual, to be able to let them know what's happening in terms of their career transition, you know, if they happen to be working with other people, what's happening in that partnership, what's happening when they have a team meeting and or when they're with larger groups. So does that answer the question? And Sarah, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I just a couple of things to add is I would really consider who your clientele will be. So who's your customer going to be? Who are your people? And then that may help you determine whether human design or BG5 would be a better fit. And then also following your decision-making strategy, of course, in determining what's best for you. My feeling though is that whenever we're talking about people that are making career transitions or need help in their business, BG5 is always going to be the better fit because it's going to help them right now. And it's going to be in a language that's going to be easy for them to receive and interpret. If you're going down the human design route, that's more about to awaken people, and that just doesn't feel like it's aligned with career and transitions. So that's my take on it. And Caroline, does that help answer your question? If you could let us know in the chat. Great, thank you. That's good feedback. She says, really good advice from both of you, and thank you for the answer.
Yeah.
Um,
And I was just going to say that my most recent experience, Sarah, with the staffing company, like it's a pretty large staffing company, and I went and worked with their management team. I introduced the BG5 work. So thank you for speaking to the decision-making strategy. But I talked to them about career types. So how are they to interact with one another? We looked at the decision-making strategies, and then I met with each person individually, and I was nervous at first because I thought, "Oh my God, are these people really gonna be receptive to something that's so different?" They were absolutely, in quotes, "gobsmacked" by the accuracy of the material, but more importantly, how I affirmed what it was they wanted to do moving forward that would expand them versus what they were holding themselves back with because they just didn't have the clarity in terms of that really being who they were. And I know you're asking about individuals, but then being able to look at them as a team, where were the challenges? Where were some of the triggering? It was mind blowing for every single person that we worked with, just FYI. Okay, shall I move forward, Sarah?
Yeah, I am. We just have one more question from Caroline. It's kind of a follow-up. Do we ever struggle with people knowing the birth times in a business context?
Yes.
Um, yeah, I mean, this is covered in the certification course. We cover how to address this. Chuck, do you want to share some of your experience?
Yeah. Two things, in response to that. Number one, I don't really have resistance to people asking people for their birth time. So I think I'll say that first. I it's like a just something that's necessary. And when I hold it as something that's necessary, it's been easy to get the birth information when people have it. As you said, Sarah, there are a couple of slides in our certification course, I do believe, that When we don't have the birth time, there is a Vedic astrologer that we recommend also. If the person knows morning, midday, or evening, that's helpful. You could then run it through our software, and then in interacting with that person, you may get a feel for their career type in terms of whether they are, a builder type person versus an advisor. So you can run it throughout the day and then interact with that individual, asking them questions. Once you learn about the strengths, the traits, the profile, the public role, you're more easily able to discern what it is when you don't have that information. But again, I think we have a Vedic astrologer, Sarah, that we recommend.
Yes.
Some people have,
Yeah.
yeah,
And it's important to know that BG5 is still cutting edge. It's human design is a real household name now. Most people have heard of human design, and they know a little bit about it. BG5 is still fairly new. And so, if you study to become a consultant, you will be one of the leading consultants in the industry, which was good for your positioning. And what I've found is don't try to hide anything, just come out and say it. We need your birth time. And that is why it's so accurate. It's very specific to you, and just be honest and upfront and confident. And I haven't ever experienced anyone hesitating to give their birth time.
yeah. So does that answer the question? I'm assuming it does. By the
Yeah.
way, I love the question, so thank you.
Hmm.
All righty.
Yeah, great. Thank you for that feedback.
Okie dokie. So we are going to look at your pathway to certification. Here it is. And this is your starting point. Now the Olympics are on the TV. This is the starting blocks here, the BG5 foundation courses, which we will talk about in a minute. We want you to have that solid foundation. And so this is a requirement to go into the certification. If I am not mistaken, Sarah, um, anyone who's coming from the human design world in this day and time, if you've taken what the Living Your Design Rave cartography and Rave ABCs, is that right? You get to skip this and go into the certification. I'm checking in with you on that piece.
Yeah, you may qualify for an audit price if you have experience taking the foundation courses at IHGS. So if you have taken the foundation courses at IHGS, there are 3 of them, or with any of their certified instructors, you can email office@bg5businessinstitute.com, and you may receive audit pricing, or you may receive the ability to go to consultant certification.
Yeah, I am one of these people that, if I get something, if I'm hooked by something that excites me, I am all in. And so, foundation is the place to start. Again, we'll talk about all that this encompasses in a moment. Given you have finished the foundation courses and you are desirous of supporting us and moving with us out into the world to share this proprietary system with your clients, with professional organizations, you will want to become a BG5 consultant, which is a 3-semester process. We will take a look at that on a slide in a moment. If you are in at least semester 3, and Sarah, always correct me if I don't get this right. If you're at least in semester 3 of the BG5 consultant certification, you are then allowed to embark upon these 3. The OC16, oh my God, it is one of the most extraordinary 3-semester processes that we have here at the BG5 Institute. It has everything to do, if you're familiar with human design, with the WA that Ra talked about. So it's how to move into and work effectively and efficiently yourself and supporting your clients in a large business environment. For me, I'm not kidding, semester 1 of the OC16, after 22 years, because it was back a while, brought everything together for me when I took the OC16 first semester. You might also be someone who's interested in the BG5 profit potential courses. 4 semesters. Everybody wants to make money, and so that is the whole intention with the profit potential classes, is to support you to, I'm going to say, be at the right place at the right time in the right way in alignment with your design. And so you're learning how to use your profit potential functions and centers as just that, ways for you to attract the right people so that you can thrive financially. The cycles courses, businesses have cycles, your life has cycles. And so this has been put together to support you in moving forward with your career and business cycles. So anything to add to that slide, Sarah, that I may have left out?
No, you covered it all correctly and thoroughly.
Okay. So let's look at what is in store for you with the foundation courses, Foundation 1 as well as Foundation 2. Again, we're going to look specifically at those in a minute. Our intention is to support you to unlock literally your personal as well as your creative potential, in that we are supporting you to live a purposeful life, a meaningful life, one that brings you the material success that you desire and fulfillment in the process. I know Sarah mentioned the word resignation, that great resignation. I've talked to 5 people this past week that were either in jobs that they just didn't want to be in, but they were forced to be in it, bored, ready to do something different, just not happy with what they're doing. So we in the foundation courses, our focus is again to have you fully understand who you are, what you're designed to do, how you personally operate, so that you can move from effort and struggle, given that's what's happening to you, into a life of joy, creativity, ease, again, with work that resonates with your heart and soul. So understanding yourself, it's also going to allow you to be able to understand others' designs as well. But we're not in the world alone. Remember, we're always interacting with other people personally and professionally. And wouldn't it be great to improve those interactions and those relationships? So again, we're giving you information to understand the dynamics that are showing up between you and other people, so that we don't go down the rabbit hole taking things personally, because we have a full understanding of what the mechanics of our designs are. And so we're going to give you information again, how to work with and understand others fully. Again, the BG5 terminology, fully understanding your chart, and as we showed on the slide previously, given you are interested in being a BG5 certified consultant, the foundation courses are a prerequisite for that. It's a big word for me. So your semester 1, the foundation course, started in July of this month, you all. It is all about unlocking your personal operating style, as Sarah said, with the certification processes and the CEU, being a CEU provider. We have 10 classes that are required to be at least 2 hours. And in that time, what you're going to learn all about are the 4 basic foundational career types. How do you, as one of those types, utilize your energy efficiently and so that you can live at your zenith? You're going to learn what your personal interaction style is. Each one of the career types has a personal interaction style that accompanies it. For Sarah and myself, we're both builders. And so we have a personal interaction style. I'm going to trust you feel it today, that is open, that is enveloping, that is attracting, and it really does support to know what yours is, and that's an energy and a frequency that you're taking to every communication and interaction that you have anyway. So come to class to discover what yours is. Decision-making strategy, you will learn what those are for each and every one of the career types. Sarah said it beautifully a minute ago. Use your decision-making strategy to discern, whether you want to join us, whether it is human design for you and or BG5. And what you'll learn is that it is the simplicity of following your decision-making strategy that's going to have everything else in your design fall into alignment anyway. It's key, key, key. So we'll spend time with those. Key indicators are huge in learning when you're on and when you're off track. I was actually on a call last night with an initiator, and she hasn't gotten to the initiating class yet. And she was actually talking about when she is in peace versus when she is in anger. And so it was fun to send her a little text and let her know before we get to that class. That is your key indicator for knowing when you're on and off track. Huge piece of information to have. Assimilation, we spend a full class on the assimilation processes. I'm an independent assimilator. Sarah, I think you are as well. My,
Yes, I am.
yeah, and I don't know about your husband. My husband was a collaborative assimilator, and so he
Same.
needed to talk to me. I didn't want to talk to him when I was processing something.
I'm so glad someone can share that experience. It's not just me.
No, no. And then I have a son who's a synthesizing assimilator, and I see him go, to different environments. He needs that diversity of taking in the information. And so there are 5 different assimilation processes that we will introduce you to and teach you in the assimilation class. And then obviously the functions in our designs are huge in terms of whether they are colored and defined as our nature, that's the 9 key functions, or left white and open to ultimately be the place that we're distracted, conditioned, and ultimately turn that to our advantage. So we spend a class on the defined functions, looking at how you show up when you're expressing those in a healthy way versus an unhealthy way. And again, from experience with clients, that alone has been huge to support them in knowing when they were off track and broadcasting in an unhealthy way. 3 classes we spend on shadows and distractions. Again, remember, we don't have 7 years, but we do have 3 classes where we're going to teach you what there is for you to become aware of your conditioning, take advantage of that conditioning, and more importantly, utilize it for wisdom, the wisdom that you're designed to share with other people. Kind of gets into the profit potential, but when you're clear how to broadcast healthy in your functions, you're going to be open and available in your shadows and distractions, in your open functions to attract the right people in order to share your wisdom. And I keep saying it over and over again, to prosper as a byproduct, which is great. So we don't have to run out the door and drive ourselves to make money. We're going to do it naturally. And then conscious and unconscious, one of the many things that makes us different from other assessment tools, Myers-Briggs, Strength Finders, and those types of things, is that we have access to what's happening with you unconsciously, and we're able to bring that forward as well. So that's what we study and learn, and you get to take in and integrate and practice and experiment with in Foundation 1. And if you think that's a lot, wait till you get to Foundation 2. It may not look like very much on the slide, but it is a deep, deep dive into what human design people might know as circuitry, but the themes, the general themes in your design. I know Sarah and I specifically are here to empower ourselves and others. I'm also here collectively to share, where I've been, what I've learned. They're collective themes that where people share logically. There are also tribal themes where people are more designed to be supportive and to be tribal. And so you want to look at your design to discover which ones of those individually and or as a combination your design is configured to express and attract from the world around you. So I would say Sarah and I are designed to attract people that we are excited to empower. I'm talking for you, Sarah. Okay. We also go through the 36 strengths, what you might know as channels in the human design world. You want to look at where your definition is so that you can confidently make your contributions. We will study the 64 traits, what are known as gates in the human design world, again, so that you can, in a very healthy way and confidently and consistently rely on what there is for you to rely on in terms of your traits. We learn about the 6 qualities that are the lines in human design. They flavor the way we express our traits. And then heart, we get to learn about the 12 public roles, what is better known at times as the profile in the human design world, so that you know what your life theme and role is in the world in order to play that out. And so before I move to the next slide, any questions about what is included in the foundation courses or anything that you have to add, Sarah?
I have nothing to add. If there's any questions, please feel free to place them in the Q&A or the chat. And I guess one thing I just wanted to say is that one of my favorite parts about the foundation course is I feel like the first two objectives of the course is like understand yourself and understand others is so powerful. And what I find that a lot of people love about the foundation course is like for the first time, they feel so seen, so heard. Um, and it's like it's speaking to your inner child, right? It's who you've been your whole life, and you have permission to be that person and love yourself. And so I just think the foundation course is really great just to explore yourself and then also get to know the people around you in just such more a deeper way. So hopefully you would find that too. And some of you may have already taken the foundation course and can speak to that as well.
Yeah, I have an individual in class and she's new to this work, both human design and BG5. She's about to retire from 25 years working for a company. And she's going, oh my God, I finally understand how come I've worked the way I've worked. I finally understand how come people have interacted with me and I have interacted with other people the way that I have. Thank goodness I have this in my hot little hands right now as I embark upon my next career, which is going to be coaching and consulting in the business world. And so I trust you can hear mine and Sarah's passion around sharing the information. We've shared a little bit about what's on this slide, who can benefit. Again, obviously, people who are new to this work, we will be present with you, walk alongside of you, not in front of you, but alongside of you, so that you're able to take the information, integrate it, live it, learn it, experiment with it. And for individuals who are already on the path as a human design analyst, maybe a lot of self-study, this is a beautiful way to expand yourself, expand your knowledge, expand the people that you work with, expand your toolkit in terms of how you're working with others. So it allows you to understand your personal career design in a way that's going to support your success as well as others. And again, remember, it's a prerequisite for the certification process. So here is a little slide that will show you what your path to certification with TUC could be. We are in the beginnings of the Foundation 1. Foundation 2 will start in October. And then in 2025, I can't believe I'm saying that, we will embark upon our 3-semester journey of certification, which, by the way, looks like this. The certification process, which I have my fingers crossed that everyone will move into after the foundation courses. Semester 1, you are given the information that's going to support you to deliver a career design overview. Introduction to clients, introduction to businesses. So it's hugely important to be able to know how to move forward, sharing this information with others. So we'll go over the career types, how they each operate in each of the 4 work settings that we talked about. Again, what is your best work setting? What's happening to you in all 4 of those work settings? In semester 2, you're going to continue the path, elaborate on that, and learn to deliver a full career design analysis as well as a partnership, which I said we spent 3 classes on recently and everybody was very excited. And in semester 3, we keep expanding. You're going to learn all about your business skills, what's happening when you are in these small groups, on these small teams. You'll learn to analyze, you'll learn to engineer. You're going to learn how to present this to managers, leaders, executives, and business owners. And one of the most exciting things that the Institute has done is, as you are finishing each semester and you have completed your project with approval, you can literally begin delivering that particular analysis, and you can ask for payment in the process. The end of semester 2, same thing. Once your project is completed, you can begin delivering the full and the partnership. And I think that is one of the most beautiful things that I've seen. I don't know what OWL is here. This must be to recognize when someone else is designed to lead. So does anybody have any question about either of the courses? Sarah, do you have anything to add?
No, I do not. I'll be covering in a little bit about how you can actually offer some of these services while you're studying to become a consultant to earn money through your education, but I'll touch on that later.
Okay. So becoming a BG5 consultant, what does this mean to you? What does it mean for the world? You know, I really do say imagine the impact that you will have as you are meeting individuals where they are and honoring their sovereignty and their individuality and supporting them to align with their personal career design so that they can do the right work with the right people in the right way, meaning they're going to feel fulfilled and successful. And so you have your maps. Remember, Tony said we need a map. You can be your own guide and or you can be a guide for others. And then what we're giving you are the tools, again, to support individuals to be who they are and permission to be who they are, as Sarah said, doing what it is that they love. Remembering that we aren't about transformation. However, that's going to happen to the individual as a byproduct. However, you will experience is a transformation in the way that the people that you are working with, transformation in the way that they work, the transformation of their businesses, and the transformation in terms of how they are making money, which is a beautiful way to make a contribution. So we're looking for individuals who are passionate about uh, supporting us to take this work out into the world, given that it does resonate with your heart and with your soul. We can lock arms and go create healthy individuals, healthy work environments. And wouldn't it be great, y'all, if we created a healthy world? Oh my goodness. So what are the ways that you can utilize the information as a BG5 consultant? Number one, you can support individuals, again, to be in the right work and career in alignment with their design so that they feel fully in terms of who they are, authentic, they love what they do, and they're making money as that byproduct. We can support current business owners. Maybe things aren't running as smoothly as they would like. Maybe they're having issues with their employees or in partnerships. You're going to be able to use our personal and business career maps to share the information that's there and support them to thrive and make money. If you are a coach and a consultant and or desirous for that, you can empower your clients, personally and materially. HR departments, I know we have one graduate that has taken the information to their HR departments as someone who works in the human resources area. In young individuals coming out of college, people looking to put themselves in the workplace in the right way. And as we said earlier today, they're individuals who want to transition out of the career they're in into new careers. This is useful for them as well. For-profits, nonprofits, and more. So remember, y'all, we're problem solution focused. And so how come somebody would hire you? Number one, because you're a BG5 consultant and they have a problem and they are seeking your guidance and your map and your tools because they're lost. They're lost personally in terms of their roles, maybe even their direction. They're experiencing effort and struggle, and they're looking to feel peaceful, successful, satisfied, delighted in terms of, again, what it is they're spending the lion's share of their life doing. And so we're here to support individuals, owners, managers, not only to increase your profits, but to feel fulfilled in the process. And so, Sarah, that's it for me. I gotta turn it back over to you.
Thank you. And I just wanted to spend some time to talk about your investment. If some of what we've shared with you today resonates with you and you're feeling a pull to either one, learn more about yourself and learn about others, and two, potentially make this a career and become a BG5 career and business consultant, you might be wondering, what's my investment and what's it going to take? So it's going to take 2 semesters for foundation and 3 semesters for certification. Foundation is $1,899 with the package. It includes the emotional intelligence workshop for free, one coupon code for a complete report for $5. That's $84 in savings, and also a discounted one-on-one career design overview with your instructor. We offer a payment plan for all of our courses, either purchased individually or purchased with a package. And remember, we do offer audit pricing as well. I'm always asked, what's the best savings? What's the best discount? And it's definitely going to be with the package. Then moving on to BG5 certification, your total investment is going to be $4,200. This includes all 3 semesters. And if you purchase this with a package, which is where you buy all 3 semesters up front, you will also get 4 complete reports for $5 each. You'll also get unlimited discounted reports, and you can sell those to make money while you're studying to be a consultant and after you're a consultant. So there's pretty significant savings there and ways for you to make money. In addition, when you take BG5 certification, you will need to purchase the MMI software and the BG5 license and the student manuals, which are an additional cost. So please keep that in mind. Those costs are $599 for the desktop software, $199 per year for the online software. You have the choice between one or the other. The manuals are $75 for all 3 student manuals, and the BG5 license is $750. Once again, we offer payment plans for all of our semesters. Now, that is a pretty significant investment. You're going to be spending upwards of, 6,000 to 7, upwards of 7,000 approximately dollars to become a BG5 consultant. And I just wanted to take the time to point out that while you are studying to become a consultant, you are able to start earning money. Once your semester 1 project is approved, and Tuck, if you could go to the next slide. So once your semester 1 project is approved, you are able to start providing career design overview sessions. An average of what people might charge for an overview session is $250, but we have some people that charge up to $397 or more. Once your semester 2 project's approved, you can do career design analysis sessions. You can also do ongoing BG5 consulting sessions and charge $150 to $500 per session. You could do coaching packages, partnership analysis, Alpha 1 leadership analysis. And these are all things that you can do as you continue on with your education, but then of course, once you are a certified consultant. So you can see right away that just with 1 or 2 clients, you could potentially earn your investment back. It depends on what service you're offering. If you're offering an overview, you'd obviously have to do a lot more sessions. But say you have 5 clients that you do an overview for, and then you do ongoing consulting for them. You just need those 5 clients to make your investment back. And so it is obtainable, it is achievable. And this is just to give you an idea, depending on where you live, and what your expenses are, your price may be a little bit lower, a little bit higher. These are just an average of what is possible when you're sitting there thinking, yes, I really want to do this, but realistically, I also have to live and survive, and what's my return going to be like? And this is to help give you an idea of that. And now we just have some time to answer any questions from you. I have some questions that I've received, but If there are any questions, please feel free to put them in the Q&A box or raise your hand. We can have you ask them live if that's easier for you than typing. Just let me know, and I can allow you to talk. I'll go through a few of these while some of you may be writing down your questions or letting me know that you would like to be promoted to talk. So some common questions are, where do we start? You start with the BG5 foundation course. Remember, we do have that audit price. If you've taken the IHDS foundation courses, you do not have to take BG5 foundation live. We have a package for you, and you can email office at BG5 Business Institute for that. How can you become certified and how long does it take? Our semesters begin typically September, January, and May. We offer additional foundation courses throughout the year in March, July, and November. Students can take foundation even if you don't want to become certified. So today we talked a lot about what it takes to become a certified consultant. If becoming a certified consultant doesn't feel correct for you, you are still welcome to take BG5 foundation, and it's very encouraged. So it takes about a year and a half total to complete the program. Our best pricing. So what are our different pricing options? As I stated before, our package pricing is our best pricing option if that is something that you're interested in. We also offer the payment plans for those of you that would like to spread out your payments and spread out your investment. We do have early bird pricing that expires 2 weeks before a class starts. And our package pricing never expires. So if you ever want to start by taking semester 1 of a course, and then when semester 2 starts, you realize that you want to upgrade to a package to receive the products and the pricing, we can always upgrade you. That's not a problem. We're going to provide you with the handout today as well. Some common questions I get is, what is exactly covered in the course? We talked a lot about that today, but if you'd like to take a peek at our curriculum page, I have these links here for you, and you will be receiving these via email with the handout. So you can click on the links to view our curriculum and view our registration pages to learn more about those courses. How many CEUs will you receive when you take this course? So CEUs are determined by amount of time spent in a course. For foundation, it's 3.1 units for semester 1, 3.3 for semester 2. Certification, you will be spending more time on your final projects in those courses. So we have 3.5, 4.5, and 4.2 units. And remember, if you are not interested in CEUs or transcripts, you don't need to request them. They're for students that would like them. They are available if you need those for your professional certifications or licenses for your career. We have this available. If it's not of interest to you, just remember that we're still providing you with that consistent, high quality education. Additionally, we had the question, what if I can't attend the class live? That's okay. We have people study with us from all over the world, all languages, and we're able to accommodate every situation just about. All classes are going to be recorded and uploaded to our learning management system within 24 hours. And if you are unable to watch a class live, you may watch the recording of the class. That is not a problem. And to complete the course, just make sure that you attend all 10 classes or watch the recorded class. The time commitment for each course, as we talked about, it's about a year and a half to complete the whole program, but our units correspond with the hours of work. So for foundation, it's 3.1 units. That's approximately 31 hours of work. All of our classes are about 2 hours long. Some are 2.5 hours long, depending on the semester that you're in. Each week, you may have reading assignments or a homework assignment where you're going to be able to practice the information that you learned in class. So you're practicing it with yourself, observations, and you can practice observing this in other people as well, what you've learned. So it's an instant way for you to apply and start to recall what you learned. And that's about an hour worth of work each week. And then every semester has a final project. Typically, the final project is a minimum of 1 hour. And with our certification courses, the projects can be much longer, which is where you start to see that you receive more units in those courses. And the requirements to earn a CEU or to complete the course is you will sign the integrity agreement at the beginning of class. You'll meet the course prerequisites, attend all 10 classes, complete all the class assignments, complete the semester project, and then you will earn credit for the course and also credit for your certification. And looks like we have a question from Christy. Do you have to do CEUs to maintain certification, and is the licensing fee one time? That's a great question. So you do not have to continue to get continuing education units to maintain your certification. The only thing that we ask in your integrity agreement is that when you become a certified consultant, at least once a year, you tune into our newsletter, you read an article, you attend a webinar, you take a self-study course, you maybe attend a special program, attend a consultant connection meeting, something to keep you engaged with the Institute and where we're at, where we're going. Those things can be free. They could be 1 hour worth of your time, or they could be a full course, 10 classes. It's just important for you to engage with what we're doing and stay up to date on any changes that are occurring at the Institute. But by no means do you have to obtain CEUs to maintain your certification. Once you have your certification, that is your certification. You don't have to meet additional requirements or pay extra fees to keep that. The licensing fee is a one-time fee. The licensing fee is so that you can use the copywritten material. And that's a one-time fee of $750. The software could be one time or not. For the software, we do have the desktop version, which is a one-time fee with Jovian Archive, and that is $5.99 one-time fee. If you would like the online version of the software, that is $199 per year. So that is a subscription, and you can cancel that subscription if you are not practicing as a consultant anymore. So that's an option for you. And it looks like I answered your question, so thank you. And are there any other questions? Okay, if there are, please just feel free to pop them in the chat or the Q&A. Navigating the course website, you'll receive that handout with all of the links. Just make sure that if you want to run a free chart or report, sign up for the first class free, register for a course. Step one is to create your account. You do not have to put in your address and things like that. Those are all optional information. The big things that we need is your email, your name, your birth date, your country, and your language. And then you are able to create your account, and you can email us anytime you want to delete that. Make sure that you create that account first. Second thing that you will do is if you wanted to register for a course, I have these links here, and maybe Tuck, if you could get the link to sign up for the most recent foundation course that we're offering. If you could put that in the chat for them, that would be great. And I can find it as well. So we have the foundation courses and the certification courses. You can see all of our upcoming courses. If you would like to join soon, we have a foundation course that just started with Tuck. If that resonates with you, you can register for that today, and I just put that in the chat. And we do offer free trials for some of our courses. So if you're ever interested in browsing our different course selections, in the education tab, we have different webinars that we might have displayed there. You're able to register, see the early bird prices, and then we always have package options as well that you'll see. So if you go to our main foundation page, and I'm going to copy that link and paste it in the chat, you'll see all of our package options, semester one options, and semester two options. And if you'd like to get a feel for Tuck more and some other things that we have to offer at the Institute, please don't forget our additional resources. We have our free resource library. I'm placing that link in the chat right now, free library. And this is going to have all types of webinars and some training material along with our BG5 live episodes. We have some information that is career type specific. So there's a lot to browse here. And remember, it's all free to you. You'll be receiving this handout where you can sign up for our newsletter, review our privacy policy, refund policy, the integrity agreement, get your free career design chart, your short report, complete report. We also have a lot of self-study courses if you're still looking to learn more. So in short, we have a lot to offer on our website. There's a lot of information out there available to you for you to start learning more. And I encourage you to take advantage of that whenever you get a chance. And if you have any questions, please feel free to always reach out to office@bg5businessinstitute.com or Sara at BG5 or Tuck at BG5. We are always here to support you throughout your education and BG5 journey and to help you unlock your hidden potential in career and business. And we want to thank you sincerely and from the bottom of our hearts for joining us today. And Tuck, it was a pleasure co-hosting this with you. It was really fun and special. So thank you for having me. And please stick around if you have any questions. Tuck, do you have anything else to add?
Nothing other than saying thank you for the time to be here and to listen. And one of the things that I have discovered is that sometimes people need personal connection, and that was the intention of the time today, was to allow a personal connection. And as Sara said, please feel free to reach out to me. I am more than happy to have a phone in or a Zoom conversation if that's something that's required as well. So thank you, Sara, for putting all this together.
You're welcome. And if you'd like to stick around and chat, we can stay online for anyone who would like that.